Okay, this is absolutely insane. I just learned a ton of information thanks to this spreadsheet. I don't know who made this, but whoever you are, you're my hero. This just taught us so much about Altering Cave. Someone is trying to track as much Altering Cave data as possible, and this spreadsheet will be linked in the description of this video. This is pretty much every single thing that we know about Altering Cave so far, plus more. There's a lot of things here. So number one, credit to the creators up here. Kithri, Lord Dust, Hecatation, Hecateon, and then RSS Lunar. Thank you all so much. Team Mew. Incredible fucking work, gamers. Okay? Now, this spreadsheet tells us many things. It tells us, number one, a lot of you can see all the spawns for each gem. So you can see Fire Gem, Dragon Gem, Grass Gem, Normal Rock, Psychic Bug, Electric. We have not seen a Fighting Gem yet. Fighting Gem is one of the ones we haven't seen. Fighting Ghost. Now, actually, I think, did I see a Ghost Gem or was that maybe Psychic? Maybe I was confused with Psychic. So we have not seen Fighting, Ghost, or Ice. Those are the 3 gems we have not seen yet according to this list. What this also teaches us is the spawns in Altering Cave don't just change based on the gems, they also change based on other rotations, seemingly randomly, but we'll see if they loop back around and how that works. Now, what I mean by that is, just because it is a Psychic Gem does not mean all the spawns are the same. As you can see here, in the first Psychic Gem, we saw Zangoose, Swadloon, Dugong, Shuppet, Dodrio, Beldum, and Mr. Mime. In the second, we also saw Xatu and Slowpoke as the Hordes. In the second Psychic Gem, rotation number 2, we apparently saw Sock, Tranquil, Stunky, Glalie, Swoobat, Beldum, and Espeon. And then Gothorita and Ekans were the Hordes. So entirely new Hordes. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, so you get a guaranteed like 1 to 2 Pokemon. It seems like 2 to 3 Pokemon above a certain tier. You always have some rares, is what it seems like. But this is really, I didn't know this. I didn't know there was so many different rotations. If you look at Psychic Gem or like Normal Gem, so far there's been 5 different Normal Gem rotations. Linoon, Dynamo, Giraffe, have any of them been the same? None of them have been the same. Okay, what that tells me, here's my theory. I bet you that there is a general pool of Pokemon that Altering Cave pulls from. And then it has like I bet you it's 2 different drop tables, similar to what Old School RuneScape often does. This is how Old School RuneScape operates. You kill a boss, and then you get like, or a monster or whatever, and you get a drop from the normal drop table, and you also have like a chance to pull from like the rare table, and you also have like this or whatever. Yeah, I bet you that there is a general pool of Pokemon, which is why you see things like Magneton in the rock, right? In the rock gem. Why you see things like Sock in the Psychic Gem. I don't think it's like, oh, because Sock shiny is purple or some shit. Or like Tranquil in the Psychic Gem, right? I think all of this, thank you for the subs, I bet you there's a general pool of Pokemon that can appear in any of the gems randomly. And then there is also the like specific to the type pools. That's my theory. That's my guess. I only know that because of RuneScape knowledge, but this is insane. Once again, details for this will be linked in the description. This teaches this. I didn't know all this. I bet you there's so many people that don't know this. So we've seen like Nincada Hordes. Nincada Hordes for the ground gem is super interesting. Let's go through all the hordes we've seen. Obviously, one of the most popular ones right now is the Zorua Chance Horde, which I assumed Zorua would be at every dark type gem, but that's not the case. Also, what's cool about this spreadsheet is in the top left, you can see what's active. So up here in this little top left segment, you can see what is active right now and whether or not you can decide whether or not you want to go shiny hunt at Altering Cave without having to actually go there and test the spawns for yourself. Okay. Let's go through some of the ones, like some of the big ones. Or let's just go through all the hordes. I think the hordes, you can see all the data here for yourself, but hordes, so far we've seen like Panseer and Seal in the, that's really funny. I wonder if that's on purpose. Seal was the other one. Is that true? In the Fire Gem? That's so weird. I wonder if I bet you the hordes also pull 1 Pokemon from a typed chart and 1 Pokemon from the neutral chart. So as you can see, like Seal in the Fire Gem makes no sense. Rattata in the Dragon Gem makes no sense. But hasn't Rattata also been in other horde splits, if I recall? Let's see if I can find one. I believe it has. Let me Control F. Rat. Patrat. Rattata with 2 T's? I think I've seen Rattata. It was at least in a single encounter. Okay, so maybe not. My apologies. But we have Rattata here in a ×3 horde. I wonder if the secondary, like Piloswine, for example. Like right now, I'm getting hordes of Bisharp in Piloswine at this current spot. I wonder if the Piloswine is pulled from a neutral list of hordes, and then Bisharp is the dark type for the dark gem. This is all theory crafting, but that's my best guesses. I think they're doing something similar to RuneScape drop tables in that way. And that is super fucking interesting. And you see that for each one. You see one typed Pokemon and one like off type. So for dark type, you see Scrafty right here, right? You see Scrafty and then Slowpoke off type. For poison type, you see Dustox on type and then Stunfisk off type. For water, you see Clamperl on type, Machoke off type. For steel, you see Escavalier on type, on theme, Tailo off theme. For ground type, you see Hippo. You know, we can do this all day. But that's really, really interesting. I just thought of that in live time just now. That's my thoughts, my theory. That is insane. Altering Cave is going to be so much more dynamic than any of us planned for. I think that I'm so happy, dude. Number one, I could just rant all day. I'm so fucking happy. Altering Cave is one of my favorite locations of PokeMMO. It is so nostalgic to me. It is such a cool piece of content. If you've watched my streams and my stream recaps, you have heard me say a million times that they should revamp Altering Cave. So I think it is a really interesting way to do this. I think that they're actually listening to the players. The players have been talking about Pokedex rehaul. The players have been talking about Altering Cave, and now it's happening. I think it's really, really fucking interesting. I'm so happy Altering Cave is meta. Not only for Shiny War, it's meta during Shiny War, and it'll be meta outside of Shiny War for a certain single encounter and certain horde shunts, which is so exciting. The downside, I'm going to be honest with you, there's always positives and negatives. The negative to this is you can't always shiny hunt the Pokemon you want to at the time you want to. If you want to hunt Bisharp, and you can, but it's going to be like in other ways, right? If you want to hunt Bisharp, for example, like do these hordes of Bisharp, the best way to hunt Bisharp, you've got to wait until the right timing pops up. So there is going to be an element of, I don't know if FOMO is the right, I think people often overuse the word FOMO. I don't know if FOMO is the right word, but there's going to be a lot more elements of limited timing on your shunts. But I think PokeMMO needed this variety. I think what's the biggest thing with PokeMMO? Burnout, repetitive gameplay, repetitive shiny hunts. I think players will overall value this so much more in the long run than the more limited availability of some of the shunts. I think this is just like a fun extra thing to do on the side alongside your long shunts, you know? Let's say you're like egging, you're singling, or doing whatever other pond-yard hunt, but then when this pops up, you can go do it. Or maybe in a whole different shunt. Maybe you're like egging for Charmander, and then when the Bisharp horde comes up, you just go and do it. It's your break from Charmander, right? I think that is the whole point. It's engaging. It's more engaging shiny hunting. It's more rewarding. I think this is an incredibly positive step in the right direction. I think PokeMMO shiny hunting just changed forever. I think it changed for the better. It changed for the positive. And all of it is centered around Altering Cave and seasons and stuff like that. But like, it warms my heart to see Altering Cave good. It's fucking insane. So excited to bring you guys this news. I hope you guys can find this spreadsheet helpful. And once again, just a huge shout out to Team Mew and then all the creators and editors here. Once again, RSS Lunar, Hecation or Hecadion. I'm so sorry for butchering your name. Kithri and Lord Dust. Thank you all so much. This is huge. This is a huge asset to the PokeMMO community. Thank you for creating it and being on the fucking front lines of Altering Cave. If you found this video helpful, like it, subscribe for daily videos, follow me on Twitch for streams like this to catch moments like this live, these discoveries live. Discord's down below to also find out about the game and learn more every single day. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, you guys know the drill. Have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Good luck on your Altering Cave shunts. Let's learn more.